Hi everyone, I'm Gwen Peters. Thank you for joining me for this live stream at Rockwell Automation in the Rock Studios booth. Today I am here with George Young, the Director of Commercial Connected Services, and Jay Mehta, the Director of Manufacturing Engineering, Integration, and Automation at First Solar. Before we get started, please put in the comments what are your questions and ideas around digital twins and the industrial metaverse. Jay and George, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Gwen.
You're welcome.
Jay, I'd really like to start with you. The solar markets have been rapidly increasing in the last few years, and the new Inflation Reduction Act in 2022 promises to give further support for domestic clean energy. As the Director of Manufacturing Engineering, what are you doing to build capacity for this growing demand?
Yeah, so thank you, Gwen. I'll start with kind of First Solar a little bit, right? So we got founded in 1999, and kind of we are the largest solar panel manufacturer in Western Hemisphere. Till date, we have produced almost 50 gigawatt of solar panels,
Wow.
and we continue to do that, right? If you look at last few years, so fueled with kind of lower production cost of solar panels, better conversion efficiencies, and merge that with the climate crisis that we are seeing is really helping shore up the demand, right? As you mentioned about Inflation Reduction Act, it's absolutely creating that policy infrastructure. That's very important for the industry to kind of create that enduring demand and drive up the local domestic content, and in turn help reshore manufacturing here. So absolutely, we have announced significant investment in our manufacturing capacity in the US, and one of the ways kind of we look forward to kind of do that is we have always been highly automated factories. We have always had highly automated factories, and we continue to kind of explore new innovations to help further increase our productivity, improve efficiencies, and then reduce this commissioning time we have on this factory. So absolutely.
It's so exciting. How would you say building that new capacity and optimizing production is different the way you're doing it now than the way you've done it in the past?
So we have always tried to optimize our existing production capacity in current plants. We have increased our throughput and output of those factories as well. But in general, as we are improving and kind of increasing our manufacturing capacity, what we continue to look at automation is what can scale with us, right? What can help us scale further up faster? Because one of the projects that kind of we are working with George's team here is creating a digital twin of our Series 7 manufacturing plants. This is our flagship product that we are launching with this new facility. The digital twin in general is going to help us be able to virtually commission our factories. Traditionally, this takes really long time. Being able to have a digital twin of the factories is going to cut down on that commissioning time and help improve our productivity during that ramp period.
That's great. So you're ramping up this factory more efficiently and quickly. And then can that also serve as a template for additional production facilities? Can you tell me about that? And then also tell me about the role in working with Calypso and Rockwell Automation on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it makes total sense to leverage the effort, resources, investment that we make in this technology only if they scale up, right? So our goal with digital twin and other automation technologies not just create for one particular factory or product, is to be able to have a system out there that can scale with our need, right? So as we start up our factory in India later next year and then one more factory in 2024, our goal is to utilize this platform to continue to support those manufacturing startups. So absolutely, with George and team, it's been great working with George and team over the last 3 quarters. Actually, the idea of digital twin came up in one of our discussion initially when George had visited our factory in Perrysburg, and we were talking about, hey, what can we do to reduce commissioning time? That's where the idea of, hey, trying to emulate this PLC code and integrate that with the system, I think was wonderful, and we are seeing good results out of it.
Yeah, it's so cool to see it really happening. Jay, thank you. George, it's your turn.
All right.
You work with customers across all different industries.
Yeah.
Are you seeing rapid adoption of digital twins, and what are the challenges that customers most often want to solve using those?
Well, so we are seeing rapid adoption. We're also seeing false starts because digital twin has become, very widely used, and it's basically a model. I think one of the things you have to do is you have to break it down, and some people might have a false hope that it's a panacea. You have to have a certain level of capability.
Yeah.
Jay and the First Solar team, one of the things I liked about it when we had that meeting, what he didn't tell you is that they kind of grilled me for 2 hours. You have to kind of prove your mettle,
Yeah.
because you're building a mathematical model. Fundamentally, it's mathematics. It's a mathematical model to simulate something, and then we have visualization software that goes along with it, because the visualization makes it real, and you can what if things, you can see it. But digital twin is very broad, and it's different depending on the application, whether it's new product development or manufacturing or engineering. It's different depending on the industry. So to do it right, you have to have the understanding of the technology and the data science, but you also have to have the industry capability and perspective as well.
Are those the top two challenges you see customers have implementing these capabilities, or are there more as well?
I think, another one is people are afraid of it. I think human beings get afraid of, what is this doing, and am I getting replaced? So there's organizational change management associated with it. But I think one thing that you don't want to do is overhype it. So what we always try to do is have a very tangible and important business issue. For solar, really is a great example, because there's no question what we're using it for and what the expected outcome is. Don't just do it to do it.
Right.
That's what some companies do.
Thank you. Jay, how did First Solar tackle some of those challenges that George mentioned?
I think it's very important, like George said, digital twin comes in every size and shape. Very important to know what you are building this model for, right? In our case, we had a very clear objective that, hey, we want to use this to be able to reduce the commissioning time we have, find out the errors that happen virtually before actually setting up on the production floor and starting to run product, because that's where, like George mentioned, the what if scenarios become very important, because we can try and test it out in actual digital world before going it out on the production. So that was very important, being clear about what we want and how we want to go about it. I'd be lying if I say, hey, there are no challenges around. As George said, it's very important to kind of have the technology be able to solve the issues and application challenges that we have. Same thing, I think, as we have taken more and more kind of detailed look at it, there are issues and challenges that come up with that both George and my team works diligently to solve those things.
It must be collaborative.
Yeah.
You can't outsource, hey, build me some digital twins, because there's no way our team can have the specific expertise that First Solar has in building solar panels. We have to learn that, but we do know how to emulate, so that's what we're bringing. So it's a collaboration.
Absolutely.
That makes sense. Well, I think that better outcomes for sustainable energy is something we can all get behind. Jay and George, thank you so much for joining me today at Rock Studios at Automation Fair. And thanks to everyone watching. We hope you enjoyed this talk, and please continue to watch the live streams. Next up is Automation Fair updates from PTC.